Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement the checkout feature for our app. This feature will allow users to review their cart items, select or add an address, and place an order. We will go step by step, first designing the UI, then creating necessary layouts, adapters, and finally connecting everything with a view model in our checkout fragment. Let's start by adding the fragment checkout. Now come to the fragment checkout XML layout. So here I will replace this default logic with our actual constant layout logic which we are using to design our checkout screen. So here we are using constant layout. Under this constant layout we are using the custom toolbar which show the checkout text and a back button CTA. And then we have used a nested scroll view, and below of that we again make a constant layout. Under this we have make a delivery address so that user can add address and they can update their added address. And then we have added a recycler view which will show the item of the checkout. Whatever the item user added in their cart, they will see in the checkout screen. And we have a common loader which will show the progress bar before loading any item in this, right? And then we have another card view which basically we are using for a summary of the order so that we can see a total text amount here. And here we are using the button to proceed with payment, and for proceeding the payment we are using Razorpay as a payment gateway. Now what we will do, we will add a one more layout, that is a item checkout. Again I will replace this default logic with our actual logic of the item checkout. Now in item checkout we again use the constant layout. Under this we have defined an image view which will show the product image, and then we define a text view which will show the product name, and then we have another text view which will show the product size. Then again we have another text view for product quantity, and then we have a product price. So this UI basically will appear in our checkout screen, right? And for address adding and updating we are using one more layout, that is a dialog add address. So for this I will also replace this default logic with our actual logic. So again we are using the constant layout, and under this constant layout we are using a text input edit text, right? So that user can provide their delivery address detail like name, then phone number, then address, then city, and then state, and then pin code, and finally with save button, right? Now what we will do, we will add a checkout adapter for this layout so that we will bind this item checkout with our checkout adapter, right? So come to the adapter package. I will add a class here, that is a checkout adapter. So here I will replace the logic for the checkout adapter. You remember that previously we defined the cart adapter. Likewise, we defining the logic for checkout adapter. So what we did here, we define a class that is a checkout adapter which extends a list adapter, which is a specialized adapter that automatically handles data changes efficiently using diff callback. So here we have defined a companion object with diff callback, which is used to optimize recycler view updates. So only changed items are refreshed instead of the whole list. We have another function that is r items the same and r contents the same. So this function will checks if two items are the same object, usually by ID, and this function will check if the content of the item is the same. If not, it updates that item in the list. And then we have a checkout view holder in which we just bind our item checkout details with binding like product name, size, quantity, and price. And for glide we are used to just load and show the image of the product in our item checkout in image view, right? So this is the checkout adapter. Now we will add a checkout view model under view model package. So I will replace this default logic with our actual checkout view model logic. Remember, the view model is responsible for handling all the business logic and communicating with our database and Firestore. It keeps the UI clean and makes our code more scalable. So here what we did, checkout view model is extend Android view model because we need the application context to access our room database. Next, we initialize DAO from the cart database. This gives us access to all the cart items stored locally. We also declare two live data, right? One is for total amount and another one is for delivery address. Since we are working with Firebase, we initialize both Firebase auth and Firebase Firestore. Inside the init block, we immediately fetch the user's address and calculate the total cart amount. So now coming to the total cart, here we are just calculating the price of the cart items. We use Kotlin coroutines with view model scope launch to observe the cart items as a flow. Each time the cart updates, we calculate the total price. Now coming to the fetch user address. So this method fetches the user saved address from Firestore. We read the fields like name, phone, address, city, state, and pin code. If all values exist, we create a formatted address string. Otherwise, we set the address as a null. All right. And then we have a place order function here. This is where the real magic happens. We create a new order document. Right. We create a new order document in Firestore. We generate a unique ID. Then we prepare a hash map, right? Containing all the details like user ID, order ID, username, items, total amount, address, status, and timestamp. Once the order is placed successfully, we also delete the items from the cart. So this view model scope, again we are using coroutines. Once order is placed, it will remove the item from the cart. So this is the business logic which we are using in our checkout view model. Now we will add a order success fragment. So for that, coming to the fragment package. Now here we will add a new fragment, order success fragment. All right, now we will add a logic for the order success fragment. All right, now I will add a drivable for circle and IC check. So this is the circle shape which we are using. Now I will one more drivable for IC check. I just copy and paste it. So this is for check icon. Now we can see our UI looks like this. So in this UI, we are just using the linear layout, and under this we have added one more linear layout, and then we have an image view, then we have a text view, and then we have another text view for congratulations message, and then we have another text view for order ID, and then finally we have a button. So like this, we have completed this UI screen. So whenever user placed any success order, this screen will appear, right? Now coming to the order success fragment. So I will remove this default logic and we'll add our actual logic of the order success fragment. So here we are using the binding, and here we just pass the argument. So this argument basically is taken from the previous screen, right? And so whenever user click on the continue shopping button, user should navigate to the main fragment. Now coming to the checkout fragment. So I will replace this default logic with our actual logic of the checkout fragment. So here we are declaring our checkout fragment, which also implements payment result listener to handle Razorpay payment callbacks. We define our binding view model adapter for recycler view, a list of selected cart items, total amount, and Razorpay auto read OTP helper. Under onCreate view, we inflate our layout using view binding and return root view. Now in onView created, we set up our back button navigation, initialize the view model, and attach our checkout adapter to the recycler view with the linear layout manager. And here we are handling our cart items. So we fetch the cart items passed as JSON, parse them using JSON, and submit them to the adapter. We then calculate the total price and show in the UI. And here we handling the address section. So the address section is always visible. Let me show you where is our address section. So this card view will show the address section, right? Now coming to the checkout fragment. So here we observe delivery address from view model. If the user has no address, we show add text button. Otherwise we show their address with an update button. And then finally we call fetch user address from file store. Right. And then we handle the show address dialog. Whenever user click on this card view or this add address button, user should able to open the show address dialog where user can add their address details or they can update as well. This function show address dialog inflates a dialog layout for entering or updating the address. We prefill the fields from Firestore, allow the users to edit them and then save them back. Once saved, we immediately update the UI and fetch the latest address again. So here we call update address UI, right? So this will help to update the address. Hope it is clear. So basically what we are doing here, we just saving the user address under the users document so that we can fetch it from there. I will show you later this thing at the end of the video, okay? That where we are storing our users address. Right now coming to the proceed payment, right? So this pay now button is our proceed payment button. You can see here, right? Coming to the proceed payment, before proceeding with payment, we ensure that user has entered a delivery address, right? If not, we show the toast message which will show please add a delivery address so that user can add. And if user has already added the delivery address, it will simply call initiate payment function. So now coming to the initiate payment. So this is the initiate payment code. So here we initialize Razorpay checkout with our API key, calculate the total amount in paise. So Razorpay basically calculating the amount in paises. So that's why we are multiply the total amount with 100 and it will open the Razorpay payment activity. Any errors are caught in the try and catch block. So now here we are handling the payment callbacks with using on payment success and on payment failure. So whenever if the payment succeeds, we show a success message and place the order and navigate to the success screen. If it fails, we show a failure message, this one or this one. Right now our this checkout fragment logic is completed. Now we will test it in the emulator and see the output, right? All right, now our app is launched, so we can proceed with any item to complete the checkout. So we already had added the address, so no need to add anything. We can update also, right? So we'll add city to Mumbai, not Delhi. Now you can see our address got updated. Now I will proceed with payment. So here the phone number which I have already added, you can update it as you want. Now I will select the bank, click on success. So we are getting error. Why? Let me debug it. Why we are getting the error? Okay. So we are getting error because of this activity, checkout activity has leaked intent receiver. This happened because Razorpay internal OTP helper wasn't being properly unregistered when used inside a fragment. To fix this, we will add the payment result listener handling into our main activity. So now coming to the main activity. Here we will extend this with payment result listener. And for payment success and failure, we also add two methods here. So I have added two more methods here on payment success and on payment error in our main activity. So with this change, RazorPay callbacks are first received by the main activity and then safely delegated to the checkout fragment. This fixes the leaked intent receiver error. Now let's retest the app again. All right, now our app is launched again. I will proceed with this product. We'll reduce the quantity to 1 and proceed with checkout. All right, now we have successfully placed our order and we are navigating to the success order screen, right? All right, now coming to the Firebase backend, which where we will storing our users data and users address. Now this is our Firestore database. So here we define two collections. One is for orders and one is for users. So for every authenticated user, we are storing their user name and their email address. Likewise, we are storing the address of the user, right? So this was the user ID for that user which we are storing their address, right? Now coming to the orders of that particular user. So this was the user, right? Under orders collection, we have the order IDs and this is the order data. So we have successfully implemented the checkout feature with cart summary, address management and RazorPay integration. We also debugged and fixed the tricky error related to auto read OTP helper. In the next video, we will continue building our app with more advanced features. Thank you.